Good morning and welcome back to my channel, Siza Estrella. Today I'll read David Copperfield, Chapter 4. I cried, trembling. I don't know what I'll do yet. We'll have to wait and see, she answered firmly. This news made me very depressed, but there was nothing I could do about it, and my aunt soon began to talk about something else. What do you think of Mr. Dick, child? He looks a little, mad. Is he mad, aunt? Well, his family called him mad and wanted to lock him up forever. But I met him and thought I still think he's an extremely sensible, intelligent person. So I offered to take care of him, and he's lived in my house for 10 years. Nobody knows what useful advice he's given me. I trust him completely. When I heard how generous my aunt had been to poor helpless Mr. Dick, I began to understand her character better, in spite of her stern appearance and frequent crossness. She was very kind to people who needed her help, and hoped she would be kind to me. Several days later, I was looking out of the sitting room window when I saw Mr. and Miss Murdstone riding into my aunt's garden. My aunt had seen them too, and hurried out, waving her umbrella angrily at them and shouting, "Go away! Don't ride on my grass! Who do you think you are? Go away, I tell you!" "Aunt," I cried out, "they are Mr. and Miss Murdstone." "I don't care," she shouted. "Nobody is allowed to ride on my grass," and she went back into her house, banging the door behind her. The Murdstones had to lead their horses out of the garden, and then return to ring the doorbell. They looked very uncomfortable and unsure of themselves. Janet showed them into the sitting room, where my aunt, Mr. Dick, and I were sitting. "Miss Trotwood," began Miss Murdstone, stepping forward. "Excuse me," said my aunt sharply. "I imagine you are the Mr. Murdstone who married my nephew's widow. In my opinion, it would have been much better if you had never married the poor child." "I agree with you, Miss Trotwood," said Miss Murdstone, smiling falsely. "My brother would certainly have been happier if he hadn't married her, because I consider poor dear Clara was in fact just a child." "Fortunately," said my aunt, "you and I, madame, are too old and plain for anyone to say that about us." Miss Murdstone did not seem eager to agree to this. Her brother, however, wanted to get down to the business. "Miss Trotwood," he said a little crossly, "having received your letter, I've come to explain to you in case you haven't realized it. This boy is extremely wicked and violent. Both my sister and I have tried to change his character, but sadly we have failed. I must add," said Miss Murdstone, that of all the boys in the world, I believe this is the worst boy." "I see," said my aunt. "Now, tell me, has David inherited any money from his father or mother?" "No, madame," answered Miss Murdstone. "My dear Clara naturally trusted me to take care of David, and I'm ready to do that if he comes back with me now. And I alone shall decide what to do with him, Miss Trotwood. Understand that I'm here for the first and last time to take him away. If you decide to keep him with you, you keep him forever." "What do you say, David?" asked my aunt, turning to me. "Please, don't let me go with them, aunt. They've always been unkind to me, and they made my mother very unhappy. I'll be so miserable if I have to go back with them." "What do you think, Mr. Dick?" asked my aunt. Mr. Dick thought for a moment. "Get a suit of clothes made for him immediately," he said. "What would I do without you?" Mr. Dick asked my aunt, shaking his hand enthusiastically. Then she turned it to Mr. Murdstone. "You'd better go. I'll keep the boy and take my chance with him. I don't believe a word of your story. Do you think I don't know how you broke that poor girl's heart, and how you hated her son and punished him for it? I can see by your face that I'm right We all stared at Mr. Murdstone. It was true that his face was white and he was breathing fast. "Goodbye, sir, and goodbye to you too, madam," added my aunt, turning suddenly to Mr. Murdstone. "If I see you riding on my grass again, I knock your hat right off your head." The Murdstones said nothing in reply to this first word, but walked quickly out of the house. Thank you, my aunt," I cried. "I'll do my best to make you proud of me," and I kissed her many times. "Mr. Dick and I will adopt this boy together," said my aunt, her stern expression softening into a smile, and so a new life began for me. This is the end of my video today. Thank you for watching till the end of the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and press the notification button so you can see my videos as the moment I upload it at YouTube. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.